All right, so Fired Up Fridays is now Fired Up Freedom. I just want to do a little bit of a recap of season one. It was amazing. I had so much fun, a lot of amazing guests, a lot of great conversation. It was really, really awesome. If you're someone who wants to have a growth mindset, if you're someone who wants to take action and go toward your goals, then Fired Up Freedom is great for you. It doesn't matter if your goal is financial or personal. And now that we're moving into season two, we're going to be talking a lot of different things surrounding freedom. Well, hello there, family. You're listening to Fired Up Freedom with Steve Ryan. Fired Up Freedom. All right. Do you ever look for certain services or products and it's just hard to find and you want to know if someone else has used that before? Well, visit my resources page, steveryan.com/resources, steveryan.com/resources. Hey, welcome to Fired Up Freedom, which used to be Fired Up Friday. So the episode that you're about to see now is from season one, episode number 21. And in this episode, we talked to this artist by the name of Roger Cupertino. Now, he is a digital artist and he's a traditional artist as well. He will talk about some of the plans he have, how he's immersed himself into the digital community and trying to combine it with the metaverse to the in real life verse. And so it's a very interesting perspective. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. All right. I will give some words of wisdom before the episode gets started, which is no matter who is seeming like they're, I don't want to say the word against you, but who doesn't see the vision that you see, that's okay. It is not someone else's responsibility to see your vision. It's your responsibility to see your own vision. This is the talk that I have with myself as well. I don't expect anyone else to see my vision with things. It's my responsibility to continue working on my vision and putting the energy and the effort and whatever other strategicness out there to make my vision work. Now, when other people see it, that will be up to them. I have no control of that. I'm sharing this with you because if you get caught up in needing the validation of other people to validate your vision, it will get discouraging at times to go forward because you'll feel alone. You'll feel abandoned. You'll feel like no one is in your corner, and it'll make you second guess yourself and second guess if you should even work on the ideas and things that you do have, you know? And again, I've gone through this myself, in the past. And my resolve with trusting myself is so strong that it's unwavering. It is unwavering. And I've demonstrated that over and over and over and over and over again. So that's just some words of wisdom for you. Enjoy the episode coming up with Roger Cupertino. This is Fired Up Freedom. All right, stay tuned. The episode is coming up now. Take care. Fired Up Friday is now Fired Up Freedom.
All right, what's up? Welcome to Fired Up Friday. All right.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. This is a great opportunity to be here. I'm blessed to be given this opportunity by you, Steve. Everyone out there, my name is Roger. I come from an artistic background, from a family and generations that have been into visual art, and I'm finally happy to be immersed in this NFT space as well. But before we get into that, I want to dive into a little bit about who I am and what we're going to be doing in the next months to come. All right. And
All right.
before I do, if you don't mind, Steve, I like to start with poetry. It's a spoken word piece that I usually like to start off every time I'm in an event, or if I'm ever hosting, co-hosting, or an MC of any sorts. It's kind of to set the mood right, kind of to let people know kind of where I come from. I'm a spoken word poet as well as a visual artist, so there's more to what meets the eye, right? And so this piece is called One. Sorry about that. One, and it's one mind changed the world plenty of times. So one mind, unique to its time, can make history rhyme and sound the chimes. Make the majority listen before time goes by, and tell them to humble themselves and reach for the skies. Tell them to limit themselves to their lives, but always take the leap of faith and fly. Because one mind can do it all, but all one has to do is try. And that's exactly it. It's taking that one step closer to your goal, right? And as long as we're doing something that's going to benefit us tomorrow, we're inevitably going to reach that goal. And that's what we're here to promote. That's what we're here to create, this collaborative energy. And again, thank you for letting me share that. Hope you guys enjoyed that piece.
Oh yeah. So what? Where did that piece come from? Like, what inspired you to create that piece?
This was back in 2015 when that piece was written. And at the time, growing up as a visual artist and going into dabbling in all these arts, there was always a self of expressing myself in different ways. And when it came to my writings, especially around my high school age, I was going through a lot, right? So I was feeling more emotion, and these writings were actually something to kind of help ground myself, right? So
Right.
when I ever felt, really angry at something, or I really felt down and I needed to like remind myself, like, hey, it's okay, or like, hey, you just gotta, bite the bullet sometimes, or like something like that, where this piece was kind of to wrap all of that into one, right? So even though I have other pieces that signify and go into detail about different aspects in life or in society or what you're battling through yourself, this one called One is to encompass all of that, right?
Hmm.
It's to really kind of put myself in check, right? To say, hey,
Right.
like, it starts with you, it starts with me, it starts with getting that mind back on track. And that's
Right.
where it came back. That's where it came from.
Yeah. It sounds real inspirational. Like it's like you're really connecting to yourself and finding out who you are, and so you're trying to make sure you're staying grounded. Like that's the words just kind of remind me of that. But I know it's always up to interpretation, right?
Exactly. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's the grounding base, right?
Yeah.
I shared before, like I wrote these and I shared them on Instagram and Facebook and things like that.
Hmm.
But it was always just the sense of just getting it out there for me to always go back, because I always looked at social media not as like a platform to really kind of put yourself up there, but almost like a personal diary, right? Like,
Hmm.
it's something that I can look back at and see how I grew as a person, as a
Right.
creative, right? So to me, like, having and sharing that, it's great because, again, what as an artist, you create something with one vision, but it's interpreted hundreds of ways by one person. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
like, I always used to say, like, one of my goals with the uh, organization that I'm going to soon talk about is there's always 7 billion ideas floating around simultaneously at
Hmm.
every second. And if we can even get one of those to fruition, we're one step closer, right?
That's true.
And that's it. And it's really promoting that inspiration. It's promoting that motivation, like the working together to keep one another in that healthy competitive side, to keep yourself active, to remind yourself like to take a step back sometimes, right? It's it's just a beautiful thing. And I think, given a platform, like I don't want to go up and, paint the next Mona Lisa to paint the next Mona Lisa. I
Right.
want to go up and, paint this next, world renowned mural to be a standpoint and a, almost just like a portal into seeing the world in a different way, right?
Right.
It's just like, oh, this has already been going on for centuries as the world has been started,
Hmm.
but it's now becoming more universal where we can connect with each other more, and we can say, hey, we can work with each other. Hey, like, we don't have to, like, block you, or like say I'm not going to follow you because you're doing something similar to me. And say, hey, you're doing something similar to me, dude. That's awesome. Like, hey, like, yo, that's like, what's y'all see this guy? Like, as and so it's just creating that atmosphere. That's like the goal, like, through my personal artistic career, right?
Right.
And kind of going into what I mentioned about that organization back in 2015, around the time when I was really putting out a lot of these poetry, is because I was actually performing them. And I was performing them through these events that we were hosting. So this organization was called Art Au Pair, simply translated to, art caretakers, the babysitters of art. And, kind of the whole mission of cultivating, curating art within our communities. Where I came from here in, like, Massachusetts, there's a untapped creative industry here, and it's been seen by Hollywood. They come here and get our extras and film in our backyards, and if Hollywood can see it, why can't everybody else, right? And
Right.
so that's when we started doing this project, this organization that helped create these new outlets, create these new platforms, teach an artist who has all these paintings how to go to that coffee shop and communicate with them and talk about, hey, let's hang that up on that wall, or going to that other restaurant that has a stage and saying, hey, you guys are slow on Thursday, let's do a Thursday night performance here. Let's try to get the crowd in from my community in here and let me perform here. So understanding how to give those resources back to the community, that's what we started, and that's what we're continuing to do here.
Wow, that makes sense. And so, like, what outlet or what outlets are you doing that through, as far as helping your community in that way?
All right. Well, here locally, after starting this, I've actually been invited. I was serving on the cultural council here in my town, which became one of the newer cities in the States, Framingham, Massachusetts. And I've also was then on the board of directors of the Access Channel here, really kind of helping give back to the community and working with all of those already in place infrastructures, right? Um, and then what I'm translating and now into what outlets and platforms are bringing into the NFTs is kind of bringing it to that worldwide spectrum, right? Where the NFT community is online 24/7 all across the world. And especially with it going and becoming more mass adopted, the potential to just post something to be seen by everybody is already there. So what we're creating is the Handler Family Gallery, right? This is a virtual gallery that welcomes new users, people who've never heard of blockchain NFTs, welcomes those already in the space. It's catering to a range of different blockchains. So not just really focused on one. And it's an informational space, right? So there's going to be things within that gallery that you'll click on. It's like, what's an NFT? You click on that and it's going to come up and explain to you. It's going to give you that little rundown. If you're someone familiar, it's going to just look like a little piece of graffiti on the wall. So you're just going to walk right through and you're going to enjoy it for what that is. But if you're someone learning, you'll be able to go in and interact with everything around and understand, oh, what's Ethereum doing? What's Polygon doing? What's the benefits of going on Solana versus Cardano or Binance? So before someone even fully immerses themselves in the space, they'll have this opportunity to walk through our gallery and make a better formed decision, right? Because they'll have all of that information in that one room. And so that's kind of what we're building to promote, new users to come in. And on top of that, we have the gallery side, right? So me as the NFT handler, I'm over and collecting other collections, projects, other artists' work, and we're now showcasing what we've collected in this gallery space throughout those blockchains, right? So you're going to be able, hey, that's a Solana piece. That's awesome. Oh, that's a Binance. and they're all going to be there. So you're going to understand, maybe if you are focused and centered on Ethereum, oh, that project makes sense over there. I might actually, just transfer a little bit over and get into that project, and, start keeping my eye out for more Solana projects or more Cardano projects, or, so whatever it may be. And so we're creating that aspect to just give a different place to showcase other than your primary gallery or your primary marketplace. Instead of OpenSea, like that's where you're going to eventually be taken if you ever wanted to put a bid or put anything on that piece. Yet the concept is it's going to be there to be viewed and to be seen in a different way. And then, there's that sociable aspect. We're creating a lounge. It's going to be a little bit, have more exclusive pieces. It's going to have a stage, so we're already working with the developers of the program to integrate 3D live events. So then instead of just kind of putting a model of that person there and having their audio file, we'll actually be able to have that person there inside the gallery space doing that for you now, so that's in the future to come. But right now, how we're going to be doing that is, like I mentioned, we'll have the models, we'll have the pieces, we'll have the audio file still interacting, still being able to get that kind of, experience. And so through that, there's a social aspect. You're going to be in there chatting. You're going to be talking with people through different blockchains. You're going to be talking to different artists, collectors, different people that, who knows, might be able to actually get you onto a different project, might be able to get you into the eyes of that other collector, might be able to get you to create that wallet that you had trouble creating. It could be as simple as that. And that's really what we're trying to build here with the Handler Family Gallery.
Wow. So this gallery, like the Handler Family Gallery, is this going to be both online and in the real world too? Like, is that what I'm hearing?
That's a great question. That's a great question, right? So going back to like what I'm doing here in real life, right? The biggest hurdle and setback is our own place, is our own venue here. So the goal here in starting and creating this online virtual gallery is, in the future, a year down the line, whenever it may be, whenever it's accessible, there will definitely be a brick and mortar gallery, a real life and virtual space. So the goal here is already utilizing what we have available, making that work, and then building upon that.
Oh, so is this similar to like metaverse or
I
like
like
a
that
meta
you're
world?
right? So the metaverse, everyone talking about that. That's going, like, been the talk of the last few weeks, right? Especially with, everyone integrating these bigger companies. But
Right.
yeah, in a sense, that's exactly what this becomes, right?
Okay.
The metaverse, it's the being able, like, I'm here right now, right? And
Mhm.
I'm talking to you through this channel of internet sources. This
Right.
considered is honestly a metaverse that you created, so in the sense, yeah, it will become a metaverse. And going into, for example, blockchain integration within that virtual gallery, right? That's already in talks too. There's some projects like Cyber.io that we've been looking into. The only thing with them that we're still following through with it is we're waiting for the full integrations of the other blockchains, right? So they're a great platform. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. If it's definitely something that, if you are a starting NFT collector and you're on Polygon, Ethereum, or Tezos, it's something that you can really amplify your collection or your work that you're minting on those platforms. So it's definitely something, that you should check out yourself. It's something that we're also working on, and hopefully in the future, I know they've been talking about integrating other chains as well. So what we have in place currently will hopefully one day be all transferred and fully integrated within the blockchain, right? So you can sign in as a guest, but you can also sign in with your wallet and do everything right there and then. And that's all part of the process.
Do you ever look for certain services or products and it's just hard to find and you want to know if someone else has used that before? Well, visit my resources page, steveryan.com/resources. steveryan.com/resources.
And what was the name of that site again?
Cyber IO.
Okay, Cyber IO.
Yeah,
All right, for those of
on
you who
Cyber
missed
IO.
it.
Yep. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I mean, once you Google it, you'll definitely start seeing all these virtual galleries pop up. Just walk in through a few, get some examples of how people put around their work, or just go in there and get some inspiration. And that's the beauty of this. It's all these galleries are coming to surface, and is creating a whole avenue to display what's going on, what we're creating in life. And so that's really what we're doing here. It's like, well, we're not here to become the most famous gallery. No, we're here to just be an informational, like, central hub that you can come in here, learn, and move on and go check out those other galleries, come back, share your experiences and go forth with that. So it's a beautiful thing what we're seeing here with the development in the NFT community, what it's doing for artists worldwide. It's just amazing, and it's crazy to think that this started years ago, and people getting in even today, even when they hear this, even if they hear this a couple months from now, that they're still early in the process. And it's
Yeah.
it's just a beautiful thing.
Wow. So really when someone goes in, they're going to be able to like actually visually see, like I'm imagining right now I'm walking in, I'm going in online and I'm able to see it like a gallery, like 3D and visual and all kind of cool stuff.
Exactly, right? And the way we have it set up right now, you load it in and it's almost like a little brick wall foyer with the main door. So you're going to be loaded up outside of the gallery, where that's where it's going to have a quick little description of who we are, and the little interactive wall, right, of like, what is this, what's how to do this, and all that good stuff. So while you're waiting for that door to open on opening day, you'll be able to
Hmm.
be interactive there, and then you're going to walk in. You just see this
Wow.
open space sectioned off. There's a door that's going to lead you up to the left, which is a community area. That's something that I'm going to love to talk about right now in a second. And then
Oh,
you go
wow.
around and go, and that's where you take the hallway into the back of the lounge where the stage is, right? So what we're building here is something that is, you're going to be able to hang out, come in and go at any type of the day. And what I mentioned about the community area, what is that, right?
Hmm.
So it's a place where it's a community bulletin board, right? It's a place where you can submit to us, hey, I just dropped this. I know you guys don't, you aren't the handlers and collectors of it, but can I showcase it in that outside area over there? It's a place where you're going to be able to go and, once we get that live interaction, talk and communicate with everybody else and talk about your project, share about your project. And so right now it's starting as a free resource, right? Because that's what it is. This is a community. Later on, it's still going to be a free resource, but the thing is, it's going to be to whitelist members. And what is a whitelist member, right? It's someone who's ideally kind of gets this membership. And how you're going to get this membership in the time to come is going to be just being interactive, in the social media. For example, on opening day, we're going to be giving up a few of those spots, like a good amount of those, to set the ball, right? On the auctioning day, there's even going to be many more being given out. So it's not something that you're going to be paying for, right? There's not something that you're going to need to be really putting money just to showcase and promote right now. That's not what we're trying to build here. We're not, we're trying to say this is an outlet and platform for you to share and promote and share your family to come in and go see this place and see your artwork it in a gallery. It's a virtual gallery, but it is a gallery. It's somewhere that is giving value and showcasing your work. And so with that, the opportunities right now, if you have a project that's going on, message me on Twitter. On the day of the auction, our Discord is going to be dropped. Join our Discord. There's going to be the channel there for you to submit, for you to talk, for you to interact, for you to ask to be part and showcase something on that wall. So there's going to be a lot of things right now that's going to be already accessed, but even if you're thinking of something right now, shoot that message over. We'll add it to the bulletin board, or we'll showcase it, whatever it may be. You take that step, and we'll go from there.
Wow, that this is cool because this is like it's almost like this is giving you the opportunity, even though you don't have that brick and mortar yet, but it's giving you the opportunity to bring your dream of having helping others to life. With the gap, this is
Exactly.
this is so awesome. That's why I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fast track you on the show because because this is a great thing that you're doing. You're actually helping people's dream come true, and a lot of times people don't have that access to things, or they have to go through gatekeepers to get their work seen or work shown. So this is gonna so it I know you may have some other stuff, but it leads me to two things. Like one, okay, let's say I'm an artist, I have a painting, I've painted something. How do you get it from my hand to your gallery?
And are you saying, as an artist new to the NFT space as well, interested in
Yes.
showcasing that?
Like if
Yeah.
someone's hearing this and they have a painting and they say like, "Hey, how do I get in your gallery?" Like what do they have to do?
They'll be joining the Discord, right?
Okay.
And we're gonna be going in and we're gonna be talking. You can also message me, right? So this is how
Mhm.
we'll go. If you're telling me you're coming in as a new person in the space, just the last couple of days, I went and onboarded, my personal contacts who are other creators. I'm like, hey guys, like you got to get into this space. And they're like, what's an NFT? I don't know anything about this. Like what? So that's a common thing. So like, don't be displaced by that. And when you Google it yourself, you're gonna start seeing a whole bunch of general knowledge, but it's going to be so vast that you're not going to be able to really see where you fit in or how you can get that started. And it's very simple, like we'll definitely be, if you're interested in someone who wants to get that piece that you just finished, right, up and showcase and minted and on the NFT platform, that industry, we'll work it step by step. We'll help you create your wallet. We'll help you understand what blockchain might be more, user friendly for you. Because sometimes it does have to do with budget, and if budget's a thing, there's still options. Or sometimes it has to do with what that blockchain offers in the smart contracts. So, and again, this might seem gibberish right now, even while you guys are hearing this, but it's something that will help you walk through. That's something that I would definitely be taking the time personally to be helping these people create and set up, understand these blockchain, understand what chains to use, how to mint, what wallets to use, and all of that good stuff. Maybe like what primary markets, secondary markets you should be looking into, and things like that. For example, the people who I just onboarded the last couple of days, I'm creating what it is, an onboarding package, I'm calling it. So I can, create one of those for them. And what it entitles is an accounts to follow, list of people that are already in that industry, that who are already shown, the want to help you, the want to help the new incomers. So I'll be giving them already access to those people in the community who are hosting those Twitter rooms, who are helping you understand what to do, how to market, what questions to ask, what to do, and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, just that's it. It's taking that step. It's going to me and saying, what do I do? How do I do it? It's asking that question. And if you have the guts and the will to at least ask that question, then again, you're getting there. You're gonna get to that point.
So
And
basically, like you guys are more like you're more than just a gallery. You're going to be like this roadway, this highway to helping people to go from I have this creation and help me what to do. Help me, help me list it. And so it'll be listed. So regardless of if I'm understanding this right, regardless of what blockchain it's on, it it will be able to be in your gallery and seen by the different people.
correct.
Okay. That makes sense.
I think
And
that's exactly
and
it.
so do someone have to like have like your gallery's NFT to be able to place something on there, or how would that process work?
So I'm glad you asked that, right? So as a creator myself, and as the NFT handler, the handler for the handler family, right? I will be the one who will be dropping, creating these projects to come, which will have added benefits like that, and like, permanent whitelisting and things of sorts. That's to come, right? Yet to get it in now, and what is really being put together is, you just really have to be active as soon as possible. It's kind of a first come first serve within these first 2 months, right? And once the New Year's comes, so this is a little bit of a, down low that everyone's going to be able to now understand. Come the new year, that's when we're going to start implementing a lot of these other restrictions. Okay, like, yeah, you have to be a whitelist member to showcase, but to put information on the bulletin board is up for anybody. So we'll still share, links to your project and dates and things like that, on a free basis on the bulletin board. But then when it comes to, showcasing that artwork, then that's when it becomes in the future a little bit more centered to those who are also invested within the Handler family.
Oh, now this makes okay. So basically, and I'm just kind of translating
Okay,
for
yeah.
people here. So basically, the actual gallery, as far as seeing what's in it, is open to everyone. But as
Yes,
far as showcasing right now, you just want people who are serious, who's active, who's going to come in, engage with the community. Right now, they're fine. But at a later time, it's going to start being like a little bit more exclusive in terms of showcasing, but anyone
exactly,
can post something in the community, so that part would still be free. But to get
exactly.
their work showcased, that's when they would not need to whatever restrictions in the future, whether it's having an NFT or being
Yeah,
on
in
a
the
certain
whitelist.
list.
Yep,
I got you. So if
exactly.
they're on the white list, some whitelisters may not even have an NFT. They just made it to the white list
They just made
because
it to
they
the whitelist,
wow,
and it's the beauty,
yeah,
right? So, like, I know there might be a little bit of back talk in the NFT community. Is like, oh, well, why did you give someone who doesn't even have a wallet a whitelist?
right,
It's more to that. You know what I'm saying? It's it's way more to that, because one day that person will have a wallet,
right.
and we're gonna make it work, and we're gonna make it happen. And
You
so,
know what
yeah,
it
we're what?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I get
no, no.
excited. You know what it sounds like you're doing? You're wanting it's like you're putting community first. So you're wanting to make it accessible first, regardless of whether somebody is aware of NFTs or not. That in essence, this is not about NFT, even though you're using it. This is more about showcasing people, connecting community. And then the
Exactly.
NFT is more used as like this gateway. It's just an extra utility. You're just using it for an extra utility, pretty much. You know?
And that's exactly it, right?
Yeah,
When you look at like the future of what we're going to be doing as the Handler family, the gallery, that's it's the hub. It's just a train station, right? It's not what is going to be really the ground foundation of what we do, for revenue, or what we're doing for an actual, long-term goal, right? So the long-term goal with the gallery is to keep it for like 24/7. Of like, the second we open those doors, it will never close. I mean, when I say never close, it might be an hour or two while I unpublish it to work on a wall or two, but at the end of the day, I can still keep it going and work on it, and then take off autosave. But sometimes that program just turns on autosave real quick, so I just have to click that and publish. But regardless, it will always be up there. It will be constantly there. And here's the thing that I haven't mentioned yet, right? These NFTs we hold, these NFTs we collect, the artists that we'll be working with, the projects we'll be working with, we're going into them because we've seen certain values and certain things that like are a little different that the normal projects are doing. So we see a certain value to them, and so we want to continue to showcase this. So in that same community area, there's going to be a kind of like a sold wall per se, right? Where even our giveaways, any items that we ever sell on auction, whether it's sold or whatnot, traded, will always still go then and transfer to that. All the information will still be shown of who is the actual holder, where you can, find it now, and things of sorts. But it will still always be displayed there as a means to go back to. So although it might not be in the showcase room or in the lounge, in the hallway, it will still always be somewhere where you can go back to. You know, right? So someone who got in our early collections 3-4 years from now, they'll be able to go back and they're gonna look at that soul wall and they'll be like, hey, let me zoom in that guy right there. That, oh yeah, that's my piece. Let me click that. Oh, you know, that's what we're all like building here. So someone once mentioned like, oh, so it's kind of like a museum. I'm like, huh. Well, think about it. It's in the future, it might become that, right? It may be just that, right? It's the one of the first NFT museums. But that
Wow, that makes sense.
there's so much more that goes into it, and we're not taking that away, you know. But that's definitely something of a goal to even aspire to be, right? To be known as one of those first staples in that community, to do something to create this type of atmosphere. That in itself is an accolade, but again, what we're trying to do here is inspire more of that, right? So if you're seeing what we're doing and you're saying, oh, I can do that with a twist, do it. You know what I'm saying? Go make that virtual gallery. Go out there, go help and go collect, go promote, do your artwork, and then come immerse yourself in this community. Because that's one thing that I cannot stress enough is that once I did immerse myself in this NFT community, I felt a weight lifted off my shoulders. I felt as if I could be myself with no holding back. I'm not here selling myself, I'm here being myself. And
Right.
that to me was just way more powerful than working that 9 to 5. Like, you know, it's, you know, you got to do what you got to do, but understand that this community will welcome you with open arms if you come in genuinely, if you come in here with intent to be yourself, with intent to support, they'll raise you right back up. And that's what I love about this space.
That's true. That's true. And so will it just be art, like artwork, or will you have other things like music or any other type of
Yeah.
creators?
So we did. For example, we secured a Jack Wardale page. It's a poem, right? He's a poet within the NFT space. And someone's like, wow, this is making a wave. Like, why don't you go for music as your first performance-based NFT? And it's because we want to show the world that it's more than just one genre within this space. You know, it's not just gonna be music NFTs. It's not just gonna be poem NFTs. It's not gonna just be sculptural NFTs. It's not gonna be fashion NFTs. It's not gonna be photography NFTs. It's not just gonna be these, you know, project PFP collections. It's not gonna be these game collections. It's gonna be the whole nine, right? And that's what we're trying to say here. It's like you could come in here as a huge gamer and you might just learn something about helping out animals. You know, you could come in here, you know, as a performer and you could be walking out with your next profile picture, you know. So there's a lot of things that we're trying to build. It's trying to understand that although there's all these niches, all these different things, they work together. And once we get in the room and once we start talking, understanding how that works together, the things that we can accomplish in the future are going to amaze us. So we're going to look back at it and we're like, wow, remember that? Like that was just a conversation. And now look at us now, right? And that's what it is.
Wow. So will people be able to like buy things in the gallery too? Like they see something they like, if it's for
Okay.
sale.
Right. So, all right. So good thing over there. So we have a system, right, of different frames. So certain frames will indicate if that piece is being held with like, you know, no intent to being sold, if that piece is being auctioned, or if that piece is being sold, or if that piece is being reserved for what we were talking about, those whitelist members, right? So there's going to be kind of a category that's going to go into that. But yeah, so when you go in, depending on the thing, there's going to be a little key for everybody to understand what frames mean what, and you'll be able to buy them. On soft open, you're going to probably see all of them on a holding frame, right? Because our first event is on the 24th. It's our 24-hour auction, right? Every month, we're giving this opportunity to acquire the pieces we got at the same value that we secured it at, right? So we're not going to say here we're trying to flip. We're not. We're saying, hey, you saw this project, you liked it, and maybe we got it first, or maybe it's sold out, and you wanted to get in on this project, or you want to like get that piece because we were able to snag it first, you could go in and put that bid at that same value, right? So we're giving that kind of option once a month, and that's going to start a few days after our soft open on the 24th. And when you go in there, that's when you'll see the ones that are on auction for that day. Then you'll see a couple that are on gold, right? So at that time, you will notice that there will already be a few whitelist members, and only they or those people in that section will be able to, for example, bid on that day on that piece, where on the other ones will be open to the public. And it's an interactive gallery. So when you click on that piece, it will pop up where you have to go, the link to click, where it brings you to go in and purchase if you so please or bid on that piece.
Wow. Okay. So this auction is on the 24th, so that's next week. Was something happening on the 21st too, or did I get that wrong?
So the 21st is a soft opening. We're opening the doors to the gallery, so you'll see
Okay.
like I mentioned, in a frame that signifies we have no intent to sell, right? Because on auctioning day, we're not going to put every single one up for auction. We are going to put close to half, if not a little bit more than half of them up there as like an opening, event. But the 21st is simply so you to enjoy the space, to see what the structure is, see what the art is that's up there is. Get to familiarize yourself with the space, with the program, with the chat features and things like that. So it's just as simple as it is, a soft open, and just so you can come and check it out.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Well, we're gonna take a short commercial break, and then we'll be right back. This is some good stuff.
Fired Up Freedom will be right back after these messages. Do you ever look for certain services or products and it's just hard to find and you want to know if someone else has used that before? Well, visit my resources page, steveryan.com/resources, steveryan.com/resources.
All right. We're back from commercial break. So yeah, you was just telling us about this wonderful gallery. Like, I know the opening is in a couple of days, but could we get a sneak peek? Like, is that possible or?
You can see a sneak peek. I'm about to walk you guys through what it's at right now before full rendering. So don't get too accustomed with what you're seeing, but you'll be able to see a little sneak peek of what the backbone of it is.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So for those of you listening, it looks like we're in some kind of waiting area or lobby kind of.
this right here is where people will then come to be. I don't know. Sorry here for this technical difficulty. I don't know what just happened. There we go. I got to move myself away. I got stuck on that door. But yeah, this is our waiting lobby. So once the doors open, there it is. You'll be able to come inside. It's the gallery, but we're not going to spend too much. You guys are just getting a sneak little peek. Got some NFTs on those walls. We got some crocodiles. And we're going to see you guys later. And this is kind of going into what we're creating into our lounge, right? So we're going to come in. This is what we're building. This is just 10% of what you're going to see in the next couple of days. So some of the artworks, you get the hallways, you come down here. This is where a lot of the performance music based NFTs will be shown, showcased. What you see now may not be what you see when you get here, but keep that in mind. This is that area we were talking about, the community wall, the community area, our sold wall. You're going to be able to showcase your work on these walls by this nice ocean front. Look at that. We're a floating island.
Wow.
In the middle of the ocean. So
Wow.
there's going to be this space here. This is where we're going to set up the community area. So you guys can come here, showcase all across these walls what your artwork is, what you're portraying, share on the bulletin board that we'll be putting up what is going on in your life and your project.
Wow.
And yeah, and that says it. I mean,
it's almost like a video game almost, but I know
it
it's
really
real.
is,
But
we can go in and chat. We can go in and do whatever we want. You have a little mini map there to help you understand where you're going. You even have a tour guide, like you go in here, and if you don't, you can let it take yourself, you know, just keep clicking play and let yourself walk around. Um, but before we go too much,
Right.
I'm gonna go back outside, and you guys will be able to come see this at its full rendering and full potential on the 21st.
All right. That's on Sunday. So they did they just go to your Twitter page to find it, or will this have its own page, or?
So this will have its own page, but it will also be on our Twitter page, Instagram page, and all of those sorts. Um, Following us at the NFT handler on Twitter is where you're going to find all of those information. That's going to be our primary source of letting you guys know what's going on, what to look for next, um, where the Discord links are going to be, where the website links are going to be, and so forth and so on.
Wow. That
So yeah,
looked like it took a lot of planning and work and development to put that together to be so interactive. A
it's definitely
lot of
some time, and
details.
it's definitely not done yet. And next time we open these doors, it's we hope to amaze you guys and bring you guys a world of information that you might not have been privy of. Maybe you have, but hopefully we like to bring something new to the table for you. That's the goal when you walk into these doors, to see something that inspires you, to meet someone that will be able to teach where you can learn from, and
Right.
it starts there.
Wow. This is pretty awesome. Like, wow. So with the where the artist side was, where you had it looked like a TV screen or something. I'm trying to go off of memory. Is that just going to have like a few seconds of people, or will sometimes whole songs play or whole
Oh,
performances?
like that
Or
stage
what's your
area?
thinking?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Well, of course, it's gonna be the whole nine. So if we get that track, we're gonna play that track. It's there to be that stage for that NFT or that piece, right?
Hmm.
So it's not like, for example, shout out for the piece that's being displayed there. It's gonna be Jack Wardale's piece, the poem. You know, keep the faith, and that's something that you're going to go up there and be able to interact, see a little bit about him, understand who he is as a person, who he is as a poet, or who he is in the NFT space, and be able to listen to his piece at full. We have an audio recorder with him that we're going to be placing with the poem itself, that we're building a nice little frame that's going to be put up there, right? So it's, to me, yeah, it's just a start. We're already talking, and there's many musician artists, and that's even how this came to be. If you don't remember, I asked you, I'm like, hey man, you got any NFT music? You know,
Oh
I,
yeah, yeah.
like I was not even thinking that what this came to be was me. I reached out to you because I wanted to see if you had some music out there that I could showcase on that stage, right? So
And I
so
never did answer that question, but the answer now is yes. But we'll talk
there
about
it
that
is.
afterwards.
Okay, exactly. That's it. Man, it's a lovely thing, man. Again, this is amazing. Like, even the whole platform that you're doing, and to giving me that time to have gone through that with you guys, to share a little bit about myself and what we're doing with the Handler family, just is beyond words and beyond all the things that you can get. So
Yeah, and
appreciate it.
for those of you listening, I can't remember. I know it's just a minute ago if we were describing it as we were going along for the listeners who aren't seeing it, but it was basically, and I'm going to try to go off of memory. It was basically like you start off in this like lobby area, and they're going to have different stuff like how tos and announcements right there. But it's an actual door. You go into the door, and as soon as you walk in, you see like these paintings right in front of you, and it's like you can go either left or right, but it's like an actual gallery, and it was a lot of different paintings already on the wall. And as you're walking through, you're walking past this ocean looking view, and then there's like this area where there was literally like a stage with maybe 3 or 4 steps going up, And on the stage, it's like you can see where someone can perform, and there was also like a TV, a small TV on the wall, where he's
That
gonna
was an
have like,
NFT. That was
okay.
the podcast. So the head of that NFT was a TV. So it's good to use that
Oh,
as a
okay.
link. Still plug into them. But yeah,
Wow. Yeah, yeah. And then there's like a community area too. So it's really nice. So for those of you listening, you definitely got to go to NFT Handler on Twitter. So, and I'm sure he's going to have like another way for those people who don't want to go through Twitter. We'll have a link somewhere in the episode where
exactly.
uh they can go.
Yeah, we'll be putting up the website. That's all going to be there for you guys, as well
Mhm.
as some Discord channels for those who are more privy to Discord. I met many that are only on Discord and don't have any other
Yeah.
social media.
Yep.
So, we're looking out for you guys, and we're gonna try to at least do our best in giving you guys the right resources and platforms to express yourselves, and allowing us to, grow together.
Fired Up Freedom will be right back after these messages. Do you ever look for certain services or products and it's just hard to find and you want to know if someone else has used that before? Well, visit my resources page, steveryan.com/resources, steveryan.com/resources.
All right, we just had a wonderful view of the gallery, and wow, it was so much we had to take a short break for a moment.
That's it.
But
That's
now
it.
we're back. So yeah, and so you were
Yeah. Yeah, so I was just letting you guys know we will be providing a whole bunch of different platform resources for you guys to come in and navigate through our spaces and what we're doing, including website, which will be thehandlerfamily.com, our Twitter or our Discord links. So all of that will be ready available with you. It's will be shared within this page. And, I hope to see you guys there at the gallery. If you guys see my little invisible avatar with the name on the top of my head, feel free to say hi, what's up, and say how's it going.
oh wait, so people are going to be able to actually interact with each other while they're like
Oh yeah.
in.
So you can go in as a
Oh,
guest.
okay.
Oh, so mind blown. Let's open up a quick little subject. You can go in as a guest, and with that guest feature, you will not be able to actually chat, but you'll see the interaction going on. But creating that free account through Art Steps, which you can connect your email, Facebook, whatever it may be, it'll automatically then show you as an invisible avatar to others with your name, and now you'll be able to interact and chat within that space. So for those
Wow.
who are new to the space and just want to come in, go in as a guest, understand what it is. Those of you wanting to interact, take the time to just click that create new account and then go in. You'll be able to chat. That's how some of you guys are going to win some whitelists. So that's a little drop right there. But yeah, it's just being active in this space. Is just a start. You know, we want to understand and show the people that we all grow. And as we all grow, this space will too. It'll become a 2-floor venue soon. It will become integrated when the time comes when the blockchains are able to all work together in that sense. It will be all integrated there. That's what the future holds, right? And it starts with one, and that's it.
Right. Oh, back to the poem. Yeah, yeah. That's so with the interacting, will it be like text chat or will it be able to be voice
It'll
chat
be,
as well?
it'll be text chat. We
Mm.
like I said, right now we're already in talks with the developers of the programs, and they already have that service in place. So this first launch, this first time, we're going to keep it very simple. We are going to just keep it utilize the chat. Um, Coming next month, you might just be able to go up there yourself on that stage and perform live. So keep an eye out. That's all I gotta say.
All right. All right. Well, any last words before we wrap it up for this edition of Fired Up Friday?
Other than thank you again very much, and I can't wait to keep looking into all the other Fired Up Fridays because I've been seeing some of the past ones, and they're just amazing people that come up on the space. The community you're building here is just beyond words itself. It's that type of people we're trying to work with, those type of vibe, that type of energy. So other than that, you know, I think that about wraps it up, and I'll see you guys on the 20th, 21st, and on. Yeah,
All right, I will be there too. I'm coming
appreciate
by.
you there. That's it. Man.
All right, this wraps it up for Fired Up Friday. All right.
Running from myself at times I can't describe the words I try, the fear